Hi, I'm Kate O'Donnell with My Rainy Day Creations, and I'm here to share with you my newest exclusive freebie that you can get on my website. It's all about math models. Math models are my passion right now. I am taking a year off from the classroom, and I've really been able to dive into the curriculum, a math curriculum, first grade through fifth grade, and I just see how important these math models are in stretching the learning from the beginning of elementary school till the end. And I always felt when I was in the classroom that studying the math curriculum in this way was just something I didn't have time for. I was correcting work, answering emails, dealing with kids, and I just didn't have time. And now that I have, I'm amazed at how powerful these math models can be if we really understand how to implement them into our classrooms, which is something that I didn't really fully grasp. I knew they were important, but I didn't really see how I could leverage what the kids had already learned with math models to teach all of the new stuff that we have in third grade, which is a lot of stuff. So I tried to take everything I've been learning and put it in one concise, easy to use place for you, because I know you're busy. I was there. The first thing I have is just 2 pages on math models for you to read, and I think there's some really good learning in here, but that's not the best part. Then I have these cheat sheets for you where I've taken 3 different models. So I focused on number bonds, tape diagrams, and number lines because they can be used with addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. And I just have kind of gone through for you what it looks like in case you have forgotten, or maybe you don't teach that grade level so you're not as familiar with it. And then I also included some things that you can do with your class that are easy to implement, not a lot of work on your part. So you have 3 of those pages to look over. They're really, really helpful, I think, because they are cross grade level, and that's just, you don't get a lot of time to talk to teachers who aren't in your grade level. And so here's just a quick way to check in. Oh, okay, this is what they're teaching. This is what my kids should know. Maybe you have a kid who's coming in a little behind, and you can say, okay, well, this is what they need to know in order to move on to the next level. So that's the stuff for the teachers, for you to increase your understanding so you can better explain and use models with your students. Now I have the good stuff, the stuff that you can put in your students' hands. Because when I was a teacher and busy and crazed, what I really wanted was stuff I could put in my students' hands that was going to be meaningful and engaging and easy for me. So I have some templates for you that are going to be helpful. So I have addition and subtraction templates and multiplication templates for each of the 3 models: number bonds, tape diagrams, and number lines. The addition and subtraction you're going to have to do a little bit of work for, just because there's so many possibilities. So you can fill in, maybe you make the number bonds for the kids and they need to make the write the equations that match. Maybe you put 1 equation in there and they need to write the rest of the equations and then fill in the matching number bond. Maybe you just put a number at the top and they need to pick the 2 numbers that will complete it. You have a lot of options here. It even works with fractions as long as you're only doing 2 parts of a fraction for this template. So maybe it's halves, something like that. Maybe you're doing 2 of each fraction. Maybe it's not that great with fractions, but you get the idea. You can use this with a whole bunch of different stuff. And what I like is the kids have lots of help. So they have the number bond to help them do the equations if they need to. They have the equations to help them do the number bond. They're not on their own. They're not going to be asking you a bunch of questions. It's independent practice. And what we know is that what kids need to memorize their math facts is lots of practice. And what kids need to be successful in math is math facts. So this is just going to set them up for success all the way down throughout their math career, hopefully. Well, it will set them up for success. And then I also have templates in number bonds, tape diagrams, and number lines for multiplication and division. This, you have no work. Each kid is working on memorizing a certain set of math facts, 3s, 4s, 5s, whatever. You tell them, here you go. You're doing 3s, write it at the top. And they can complete this whole thing independently. So the little circles at the bottom are for the number that they are studying. So if it's 3s, a 3 goes here, a 3 goes here, a 3 goes here. Here, you get the idea. The top number is the total. So one group of 3 equals 3. 2 groups of 3 equals 6. 3 groups of 3 equals 9. And then they can fill out their equations. So you'll notice it has multiplication and division on here. I like to keep them together because I think kids get so freaked out about division, but really division is just buddies with multiplication. If you know multiplication, you'll be able to figure out the division. They don't get this. It gets so overwhelming. So I like to do it at the same time. If you have kids that it's too much for, it's blowing their minds, that's totally fine. Cross this out. Tell them they don't have to do it. Just do the multiplication. You'll also notice that there's only one multiplication equation and 2 division equations. That's because in our Engage New York curriculum, it was really important that the kids understood the first number is how many groups, the second number is how many in each group. So I always only include the one way for multiplication to reinforce that learning, which your kids hopefully are understanding that well. I just figure it gives them a really strong foundation to know groups of how many in each group if they need to draw pictures or whatever. So that's it. You get templates for addition and subtraction for all 3 models and templates for multiplication and division for all 3 models. So hopefully these are things that you can use in your math room tomorrow to make life easier for you and also to make math more meaningful for your students so they feel successful with it and confident as they continue on in math. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, this is an exclusive freebie that you can only get by going to my website and signing up for my newsletter, which is full of other good information about how to make school and learning meaningful and engaging for your students and easy for you. Thanks so much.